Imagine this. You're scrolling Facebook Marketplace, and suddenly you find what looks like the deal of the century. 4 seats, lifted suspension, massive touchscreen, LED lighting everywhere, Bluetooth speakers, lithium battery, less than 3 years old. At that moment, your brain starts doing dangerous things. You start thinking, maybe all those old golf cart guys are wrong. Maybe I found a hidden gem. But here's the thing. The used golf cart market in 2026 has become incredibly deceptive. Because today, some of the worst golf carts aren't the ugly ones. They're the beautiful ones. The ones loaded with tech, packed with features, and oftentimes looking like luxury vehicles. Because while they're amazing at making a first impression, many of them have absolutely terrible reputations once the warranty expires. And after spending weeks researching owner experiences, technician opinions, dealership feedback, Facebook groups, golf cart forums, and Reddit discussions, a few names kept showing up over and over again. Why? Because people kept warning others to avoid them. So today, we're counting down the worst used golf carts to avoid in 2026. If you see any of the carts on this list listed as used and for sale, try as much as you can to inspect them personally. Starting the countdown at number 5, we have the generic Amazon and no-name import carts. This category deserves its own section, because these aren't even brands anymore. They're mysteries. Different badge every time you see it with a different owner, different name on every dealership lot, but somehow they all look suspiciously similar. The reason is simple. Many originate from the same factories and get rebranded under different distributors, repeatedly. A huge concern repeatedly mentioned by enthusiasts and technicians is that many of these carts use unmarked components and inconsistent parts sourcing. And here's the nightmare scenario. Imagine your controller fails. No problem, just order a replacement. Except, the company changed names. The distributor disappeared. The dealer stopped carrying the brand, and now nobody knows what controller your cart even uses. Suddenly, that amazing deal becomes a driveway ornament. These carts often look phenomenal on day one, but used buyers inherit all the uncertainty, and uncertainty is expensive. At number 4, we have the Tractor Supply Trap, their Racka golf cart. Most people aren't discovering these carts through golf cart dealerships. They're discovering them while buying chicken feed, lawn equipment, or fence posts at Tractor Supply. And honestly, that's what makes them so interesting. Because when you see a golf cart sitting inside a major retail chain, your brain immediately assumes a certain level of credibility. You think, if Tractor Supply sells it, it must be good, right? To put it bluntly, even brand new, buying a golf cart from Tractor Supply is the stupidest idea you could possibly come up with. You might as well donate the money to charity and feel good about your existence for years than the misery you will have to endure if you get this cart. It's already a problem to own brand new, so imagine buying it used. Tractor Supply has nothing to do with the cart distributor and will not help you at all when it breaks down. You might get a phone number to call, and you will be lucky if anyone ever answers the phone. You will never find replacement parts. Nobody on the internet can help you fix it, and the cart will be worthless as soon as you buy it, since you can't fix it. Don't even consider the warranty, since there likely isn't a real company behind the cart to honor the warranty in the first place. If you know anybody that plans to sell the Racka, you'll notice the excitement every time they meet a potential buyer. Misery really loves company. At number 3, we have Denago, a brand that's become incredibly popular recently. Honestly, I love Denago, and I can't wait to see what they do with the momentum they currently have. Their carts are visually striking and very impressive. You get features that traditionally cost thousands more. Huge touchscreens, lithium batteries, Apple CarPlay, disc brakes. It's a very attractive package, and that's exactly why buyers love them. But here's the problem. We're not talking about new carts. We're talking about used carts. And when you buy used, you're making a completely different bet. You're not betting on features. You're betting on support. You're betting on parts. You're betting on whether that company and dealer network can still help you years later. And that's where concerns start appearing. The biggest criticism surrounding Denago isn't necessarily reliability, it's uncertainty. The brand simply hasn't been around long enough to build the kind of confidence that buyers have with Club Car, Yamaha, or EZGO. A lot of owners are happy, but a lot of potential buyers are nervous, especially when they do their research and find out that many local dealers don't have parts or are unable to repair. So it puts sellers in a position where potential buyers become distrusting. Now let's go over our honorable mentions. Evolution and Icon golf carts. A few years ago, these brands suffered the same criticisms that many modern import brands do. But they kept delivering on parts, warranty, support, and even new models. A testament to the idea that they plan to stick around for a while longer. Although this is subjective, as in many regions owners still can't get support, parts, and warranty, coupled with the fact that since these carts are mass-produced under little to no quality control, two different carts from different factories can feel different and hold up differently over time. So this leaves us in a position where many owners are satisfied, but others bitterly regret buying them. If you must get any of them used, ensure that there's a local mechanic that can service them whenever something goes wrong. If not, avoid. At number 2, let's talk about the Coleman Surprise, one of the most deceptive golf cart brands on the market. This is where things get weird, because when most people hear Coleman, they think camping, tents, coolers, outdoor gear, a brand coasting on name recognition and trust. And that's exactly why these carts sell. People see the Coleman badge and immediately assume they're buying something from a trusted company. But many buyers don't realize the golf carts themselves are largely associated with Kandi manufacturing. Let me tell you about an experience my friend had with Coleman. Him and his wife purchased a brand new Coleman golf cart for nearly $10,000. The cart came with a 2-year warranty. They stored it in a garage, maintained it properly, followed the manual, barely used it. After nearly 2 years, the cart had accumulated only 283 miles. Then the problem started. The cart suddenly wouldn't maintain a charge. Its speed dropped dramatically, and it became effectively unusable. No problem, right? That's exactly why warranties exist. At least, that's what they thought. When they contacted Coleman, they were told to call another number. That number led them to Kandi. The problem? Nothing on their purchase documents said Kandi. Nothing on their manual said Kandi. Nothing on the cart itself said Kandi. Everything said Coleman, yet Coleman insisted that warranty responsibility had been transferred elsewhere. Eventually, they were able to contact Kandi. But guess what Kandi told them? Kandi told them they don't service Coleman products. Now imagine being stuck in the middle of that. You paid nearly $10,000. The product is still under warranty. One company says it's somebody else's problem. The other company says it's not their responsibility. That's exactly why when you buy a used golf cart, you're not just buying the vehicle. You're buying the support system behind it. And if that support system becomes confusing when the cart is new, what do you think happens when you're the second owner? When the warranty is gone? When the dealer has moved on to another brand? That's the question that would make me extremely nervous about buying a used Coleman in 2026. Because the nightmare scenario isn't a broken golf cart. The nightmare scenario is a broken golf cart that nobody wants to take responsibility for. With that out of the way, that logically leads us to the number 1 culprit, Kandi. You know you're the master of being useless when a brand as useless as Coleman calls you boss. So today, I, along with the host of Reddit, come together to crown Kandi, the worst golf cart brand of 2026. It's one thing if owners cannot contact you at all for support. It's another thing when they can, but you make the experience as miserable as it can get. Not many people know that Kandi owns the Coleman brand now. So if you own any Kandi that still works well, strap up because there's no parts availability, the service network is very limited, electrical issues will be a regular visitor, and you'd have to deal with all of that alone because there's very little to zero support. And here's the real problem. Buying a used Kandi means you're inheriting all those risks. And that's why Kandi takes the number 1 spot, because the risk-to-reward ratio simply doesn't make sense when so many proven alternatives exist. So, what should you buy instead? This is the part people hate hearing, because it's boring. The safest used golf carts in 2026 are still largely the same names they've been for years. Club Car, EZGO, Yamaha. They're not always the flashiest, they're not always the cheapest, but they're proven. The parts network exists, the service network exists, The resale market exists, the community exists, and that's what you're really paying for. Not the cart, the ecosystem. So here's the lesson. The worst used golf cart isn't necessarily the one with the most problems. It's the one you can't fix when problems happen. That's the difference. Because every golf cart breaks eventually. Every single one. The question is, what happens next? Can you get parts? Can you get service? Can you get support? Or are you left searching internet forums at 2 a.m. trying to figure out why nobody sells the controller your cart needs? That's the question every used buyer should ask before handing over their money. Because in 2026, flashy features are everywhere. But long-term confidence? That's a lot harder to find. And if you've owned one of these brands, I want to hear your experience. What's the worst golf cart you've ever owned? Drop it in the comments, because I have a feeling this discussion is about to get very interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!